In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about monetizing public domain content. So now that you have found the public domain content, we're going to talk about some methods for making money with that actual content. There are hundreds of ways that you can consider using to profit from public domain content that is actually out there. So here are a few options for you to consider. You can take a book and create a CD or DVD out of them by recording the content with your voice. So you could take an entire public domain book and actually read it into a program such as like Audacity or a computer microphone. Most laptops have a microphone, or you could purchase a relatively inexpensive USB headset. And so you could take a book and create a CD or DVD out of them by recording the content with your voice. You could also use the public domain work to generate a mailing list or grow a following online. So you could take the work, the public domain product, and actually give that away. And I've seen many different marketers do that, myself included, and you can actually use that to build up your list. And so you could actually take a public domain work, maybe talks about something within your niche market, and so maybe it's a fitness product and something, and you can come up with a way to encourage them to sign up. Maybe you call it a long lost manuscript. Maybe you call it an ancient, an old document. Maybe you come up with a name for it, and it enables you to, basically you can use the public domain work to generate, this mailing list you can promote to over and over again within your niche market. So if you are struggling with having, the right private label rights product, or, to find the right private label rights product, maybe you should turn to the public domain. If you're struggling to come up with a product to create or ideas for your squeeze page product, then you could turn to the public domain and grab some content from there, compile that together, and then get it out there to market and start getting people on your mailing list so you can start promoting to them. And so you can get all sorts of back-end strategies that way. Rebecca Fine is a well-known internet marketer, and if you go to scienceofgettingrich.net, she has built quite a business all around a public domain ebook, or excuse me, a public domain book, not ebook, but a public domain book called The Science of Getting Rich. And so if you go to scienceofgettingrich.net, that entire concept is driven with public domain material, and she has built an entire profitable, highly successful business just through the public domain. And so I just want to point out to you how truly powerful it is for you, and how it's something that you definitely need to consider. And so you definitely want to look at how you can monetize things, with the public domain content. And that's one of the ways, is to generate a mailing list using the content. By just giving it away, you don't even have to really make many edits to it. You could add your own points and feedback on different points within that guide. But you can make great amounts of money by giving it away free because of the back-end ability to market to them on the back end through email marketing. Some other options for profiting from public domain content. These include, taking multiple public domain books and combining them together. So you could take, let's say, 3 books on the topic of romance, and you could combine them together to create one powerful romance ebook guide that you sell. You're selling like an ebook. So you take 3 or 4 products, combine them into one. And you can do a lot of these concepts with private label rights content, but this is just an entirely different element for you to consider using this public domain content in the same way. You could rewrite certain chapters and even create brand new material from it, so that now you have something that's bigger and better to start selling, so you can sell it for more or make more money. You can easily create ebook products from compiling these works together. That's a great way to really create an ebook product that you could sell. You can also create a bonus package that complements the ebook, and you could create, video tutorials or something of that nature. So you could take content from the public domain work, or you could create your own video tutorials that basically cover a particular topic. Similar to this video, you could compile the public domain information into like a bonus video. So they get the ebook and they get the video as a bonus, or maybe you make the video like a one-time offer upgrade or something of that nature. You want to take the public domain work and turn it into a digital product first by scanning each page to easily start selling with the ebooks. You can use a scanner with optical character recognition, OCR, as I talked about in a previous video, so you can alter and edit the text once you have scanned the document. So what you need to do is look for a scanner that comes with OCR, optical character recognition, and you want to be able to alter and edit the text. So after you scan it, you don't have to retype all the text, but basically it will take the scanned image, and it just works by enabling you then to basically take that scanned image, and it basically puts it into a text notepad type file where you can actually edit the content from. You can copy and paste the words that come in there, put them onto like your own Word document. And so you want to take the public domain work and turn it into a digital product first through the scanning process, because that's going to make your life much easier. And you do this by scanning each page to easily start selling with different ebooks. And so that's something for you to keep in mind. So now that you've done that, once you scan it, it scans it into your computer. So now it's on your computer, it's on your hard drive. Now you've made what was an offline book, that's public domain. You've now turned it into an ebook that you could position and sell and bring to your marketplace. Give it away. You can sell it, build your list, however you want to monetize it. Add an affiliate program, add in up-to-date information. You get the idea there. But the key is to turn it into a digital product first, so it's something that you can manage, work from, edit, tweak, and make more of your own and beef it up so that you can sell more of it. And a good site for OCR scanner details is www.simpleocer.com. simpleocer.com. If you add your own content to a public domain work that you are selling, make sure that you put a copyright notice on the document and website so that you protect yourself. Because as you will recall, the content that you add on your own to any public domain work becomes copyrighted of yourself. So make sure you tell people that so that they don't swipe the content that you provided. That does not mean you own that public domain content and you're the only one that can use the public domain part of your book, but it means that you can actually copyright the part you added to it. So make sure you do that. And some ideas for adding your own content could include things as simple as adding an introduction or a foreword to a public domain book, or you could even add like a closing chapter. You could do those two things together. Add an introduction that kind of leads people in. This is why I think this is so valuable. You go into why you found this intriguing, and you basically say, I'm leaving the raw, unedited form for you so you can see and get the true benefit of this. And then you could add like a closing chapter. Like at the end, you could sum things up. You could say, this is what I got out of this, and things like that. And you will also want to clean up any language, because sometimes there could be issues with different grammar that people may not understand in this era. So if you feel like you want to go back and do that, you could. You don't have to. It's totally up to you. Or you could add in your own thoughts at certain parts of the content. So maybe you, after the end of each chapter, in the middle of each chapter, you put in your thoughts, or maybe you edit the entire thing to include a more up-to-date language feel, but also that is more, more up-to-date and more with the times, and something that you could actually get out there to the market. So that's some great strategies for monetizing public domain content.